We are about to rally like nothing else. We're at the point where we have come to key areas, we've rejected of key areas, we've pulled back to the exact levels that we were talking about, and it looks like this is on for a further growth up. Where we will go, I will show you in this video, but this is exciting times, and let's see what it goes from here. USDT dominance has rejected off a key area and it looks like it's about to break trend. Now we could see a potential small little bounce here, but this looks like this is going down and it's going down to some spectacular areas. I mean, if we zoom out on this chart that we've drawn, we see that we are at the absolute critical point. We've come back and we are testing this mid-level line on the USDT dominance, but it looks like we are going down and we are going to come and test these 7.112 areas and potentially even more further down towards the 6.79, which bodes extremely well for further growth. Ultimately, the test of this lower level at the 6.550 area looks like it's going to be tapped. If we get there, we are going to see a very nice rally in Bitcoin, and more importantly, it looks like in alts. I'll explain that in a second. If we look at Bitcoin on a larger scale, we see that we have fully shown a market structure shift on the weekly, which is enormous, and that usually bodes well for a further continuation on at least for a couple of more weeks before we see some form of return and pullback in the market. If we look at the RSI, we've also seen a cross on an oversold area, which can give a further confluence that this is going to go up. And if we do some simple charting here, we see that we're sitting in a scenario where it looks like we have broken its trend and it looks like we're going to be continuing up. The level at where it sits at the 43.72, if it passes that, this is going to be a full-blown rally up to the higher level. If we look at the actual Bitcoin dominance charts, we've been talking about this for months and months and months, and we see that we're at a point where we look like we're going to be rejecting that, and that rejection down will cause real potential growth in altcoins, and it looks like it's going to have a further multiple growth on Bitcoin. And you really need to look at the relevant pairs. Make sure you do your pairs between Bitcoin and to altcoin and to see which has a strong pair against it, and those assets are going to be run. If we look at the S&P 500, we see that we are at a key critical resistance zone, which could cause both some problem, but it feels like to me, with the shape and the V-shaped recovery of this, we could be blowing past this at an aggressive level. I will still say this worry of this gap here is still there. It may come and fail, but this could take weeks and months before it gets back to that level. S&P 500 can be irrational for a longer period of time. Now, if we look at the DXY, the dollar, this is somewhat worrying because it seems like there is a support at this key range, but that key range could also be related to oil, because as the Strait of Hormuz is closed, we could see a further demand in the US oil and we could see things moving in that direction. Now, one critical aspect to look at, if we look at ETH is showing unlimited growth and strength against Bitcoin, and we could really see a rally in this asset. Now, one area of interest is that if we see MicroStrategy against Bitcoin, we see that it's actually starting to gain some strength, which is a very good sign because MicroStrategy is a leverage play on Bitcoin, and this is one of the major drivers into the market, and this is starting to show some strength. Now, one area that gives me even more excitement is that we're in a point where it looks like Bitcoin is gaining some strength on gold. The reason why it's important to have a look at gold is because gold is somewhat a non-inflationary asset, so it provides the real value of the asset, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a further move up. Now, the thing that gets me the most excited is it looks like federal funds rate and CPR are about to do a monumental cross. It looks like CPI is about to cross federal funds rate soon. And when it crosses that, we are on for a unique potential in the market. And that potential means a massive inflow of dollars and liquidity into assets and Bitcoin. Make sure you watch this graph like a hawk. If we see growth accelerate, break through the level of the federal funds rate, especially if they keep it static, then they don't cut, and we see growth continuing and it crosses over the federal funds rate, we are in a point where we will see massive growth in the economy. Make sure you do this, make sure you follow, and make sure you come every single day, because I do 5 to 10 minutes of a video, which is more valuable than any other video on this platform. Anyway, maybe share, maybe press the bell button, maybe do a comment. It helps. I'll catch you guys there.